Welcome to the quantum crypto portion of quantum feedback, where we're feeding forward into the field our energy, our finances, so that those finances may have a magnifying ripple effect as the quantum financial system is born in the decade of disruption. So let's dive in to quantum crypto. Okay, welcome back to quantum crypto. Now, I am on this video, Darren Moore Jr. He has made a video that's really piqued my interest. And we're just going to listen to Carl Stocker for a moment as he explains what he's been up to in the whole space. So, thanks.
Oh, yeah, thanks you for having me. My name is Carsten Stöcker. I founded a startup called Spherity. And Spherity is a combination of sphere and identity, because the core hypotheses we have in the context of the fourth industrial revolution, so when the digital, physical and biological spheres are bridged by new technologies, that we need an identity system that fulfills basically this requirement to connect human identities, living organisms identities, with physical identities, with objects, with machines, with autonomous agents, and connect this with identities in the digital sphere. So that's what we basically do. We truly believe we need an interoperable system that can connect all these identities. We don't need a silo system, identities for vehicles, identities for people living in Portugal, identities for objects in a fast-moving consumer goods supply chain. So with fourth industrial revolution, when all the technologies are blended together, then we need a pretty interoperable identity system. And probably also worth to say, so from a scaling perspective, fourth industrial revolution perspective, it's really valuable to look into what the Chinese are doing. The Chinese are pouring triple-digit billion dollar into all kind of fourth industrial revolution technologies. There's just one Chinese conglomerate who is building a smart city for $32 billion US. And I think that the culture and the mindset topic, so we are asking for business cases and for a little bit of tiny things. And the Chinese business case is Chinese supremacy, and it's a global competition we are in. I will come back to this a bit later. But anyway, super valuable for Industry 4.0. And of course, what can be done in Industry 4.0 can also be done for humans. And that's a little bit the perspective we have here. So before I close, I think it's a big myth when it comes to blockchain identity that we have all the sandboxes and regulatory kind of clarity in place. There are a lot of use cases that can be done into today's existing market designs, into existing regulatory frameworks. So it's not about crying like, I need to do this, the regulators and the policymakers. A lot of stuff can be done today in terms of kind of taking on the competition with the Chinese. Chinese are doing large-scale field tests. I think we also have to go in the same direction to have a little bit more dual mode of operations approach, like existing systems in parallel, distributed systems, field testing it, scaling it, to build the technology competencies here to compete with Chinese supremacy in the near future. And also the US, and that's where I want to really close, because the US is pushing standards like hell. So in the World Wide Web W3C consortium, they're pushing the standards, and you mentioned them, verifiable claims, decentralized identities, the semantic webs. They are pushing the standards. And when I look in this ecosystem, I don't see so much push from European player here and there. There are some, but it's a brute force in the US. So we have to take on the competition with the Chinese in terms of their risk appetite to scale and build technologies for supremacy, and also with Americans that try to standardize everything else for the future of the internet. And it's pretty competitive. And here in Europe, we have to co-create, to collaborate, to cooperate among each other to stay competitive.
So that guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Thanks, Darren. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to go to his Twitter account, or I'm going to go to the company's Twitter account, and we'll have a look. Spherity, and that's really the company that he's working for. He founded this company, and we can go real quick. There's another video
Capture
of
carbon
Carsten.
dioxide.
Have a look at this one.
The issue of carbon credits is getting more and more important,
And on the other side, we have an inflation of projects, inflation of assets, inflation of data, inflation of new technology, projects and assets that create a carbon offset, that capture carbon dioxide. And now the question is, can we rely on manual processes to audit it and to put it in a registry and to write a report, to write a paper certificate, or can we digitize it? Yeah? And this is what we at Sphyrity do at core of our business. So we are building a digital backbone for the energy provenance. So if you have fully automated audit trails for carbon offset certificates, and we believe that's needed to bring trust and reliability in the industry.
Huge. So he is obviously, obviously he knows what he's talking about, but they're actually working on this whole new quantum interconnected, green, eco-friendly situation to track carbon credits and to track the energy of all the people and to track identity and stuff like that. Here's a digital identity kind of layout blueprint. But what I want to do right now is we're going to dig a little deeper and we're going to go have a look at Sphyrity and what they do, have a look at their website and go and retrace these steps that I took to find these guys. So here's Sphyrity, this is their website. Now, exploring interoperable DSCSA compliant software with to verify authorized trading partner status. So, they're doing some pretty amazing things with the DLT technology. I don't know if they've got an actual crypto. I haven't seen their crypto yet, if they have it or where they are listed. But what I want to draw your attention to here is something that Sphyrity is sort of spearheading into production. And here you can see the partners. We'll just scroll all the way down to the bottom and we'll look at the latest press release called Gaia X. Sphyrity leads the Gaia X Identity and Trust Group to accelerate the energy transition in Europe. Continue that. So Gaia X, this is a project initiated by Europe for Europe and beyond. Gaia X is creating a proposal for the next generation of European data infrastructure. A secure, federated system that meets the highest standards and of digital sovereignty while promoting innovation. So this looks like, a credible source of development that's, creating technologies of truth, truthful as much as you can, but, really spearheading into the quantum financial system and into this whole interconnected Web 3.0 where everything is tracked and everything is interconnected. So that's cool. That's Sphyrity. So let's have a look here. We've clicked on that. We're at that place. This is where I landed initially. So this is the data-infrastructure.eu, the website. And as you can see, we'll have another little video here explaining what Gaia X is. Boats out the back.
Data. We store, send, and generate it everywhere and all the time. Their interconnection can foster countless new ideas in business, science, and society. The Gaia X project was initiated with the objective of enabling a secure, open, and sovereign use of data. In this way, self-determined decisions can be made on how and where data is stored, processed, and used within the data infrastructure. This new quality of data interconnection is achieved through the following conditions. Portability ensures that data and services from different sources can be easily exchanged within the data infrastructure. Thanks to technical interoperability, services and data can be transmitted seamlessly. High-performance network connections between providers will enable interconnectivity. Data from different sources can be merged within the federated infrastructure. The guiding principles of Gaia X are based on European values. The implementation of these guiding principles is ensured by a set of policy rules and is built on existing standards. Compliance with these policy rules is ensured by the federated services. Gaia X creates transparency over the entire data and services portfolio and secures unique identification of the participants. The services enable a trustworthy and sovereign exchange of data. Gaia X creates new data spaces through the interconnection of data. This lays the foundation for a unique data and service ecosystem. Completely new possibilities for the use and application of data are emerging, from medical technology and industrial manufacturing to specific AI applications. We describe these new solutions advanced smart services. With Gaia X, we provide business, science, and society with a future-oriented answer while strengthening Europe's competitiveness and growth. Gaia X is an invitation to Europe and the world to create a digital future that is both open and fair.
So there you have it. Gaia X from Germany. They are developing, what you can see is the internet, the brain behind the internet, the brain behind, keeping track of everything and tracking everything and collecting all the data and monetizing it. Also, X really is a symbol for money, so it's like Gaia money. Is that what we're gonna see? Are we gonna see a crypto from Gaia X in the near future? I bet we do. I really do bet we do, because look at the industries that they're tackling, which includes agriculture, energy, finance, geoinformation, finance, obviously. So they have a crypto, health, industry, mobility, public sector, smart city, smart region, and smart living. So, there's a few members working on this at the moment, and enormous digitization effort is underway in the agri-food sector. We've already seen this in Stellar, in the Stellar ecosystem. There's a variety of agricultural tokens on that, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of this ends up on there as well. But considering that it'll be all interoperable, who knows where this is all going to go, but this is just a peek into the future and a peek into the different organizations that are spearheading into the future to create it. I just found it really interesting because, obviously it's well marketed already, yet it hasn't really hit the mainstream. So they're really organized. It looks like it's a really organized. Obviously they're from Germany, so they're super organized, these guys. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they've got. I'm going to keep digging and try and find the crypto attached to this, and essentially just keep plugging away. Might join up, see if I can get into the back end of the members section, and learn more about Gaia X and what the future looks like. So that was my little video here, delving into Darren's video, leading us down this path, this rabbit hole, and all the way into Gaia X, which is this new interoperable messaging ecosystem of communication, data technology using DLT. So interesting stuff indeed. Anyway, until the next one, I'll see you in the quantum cryptoverse. Later.